Hey guys, it's Carla. Today I'm starting with my raw sienna base coat and I've got my outline sketched on. So the first thing I want to do is just cover the background around the outline, and you can use whatever colors you want for this, but I'm using white, raw sienna, and blue, a little bit of blue. But just very mottled and very messy. Okay, now I want to mix up a shade for the feet. And this is just a base color. It's there's going to be several things done to the feet, so this is just the first thing. Now all throughout this painting I'm just using synthetic brushes, just whatever I need for the area I'm working in, like whatever size I need, but they're all just synthetic. And I'm using just cheap paint. So with this, you can just look at your outline, your reference photo, and just see where these colors are, or you can come up with your own. And it's gonna look kind of strange for a while, so again, it's just a process, and so there's a lot of layers on the feet. Now there's times like this where you have to kind of slow down and get a little bit detailed, but for the most part this is very loose and free. Don't try to make it perfect. I know he is perfect, but we're not, and I just want to keep this loose and messy. Now this is just a shadow color, so my light is coming from the left, so everything on the right is going to be more in shadow. And don't worry if you get this wrong, because once it dries you can just paint right over it. Almost anything can be fixed, so don't stress over it. Now I don't want a hard line right here, so I'm just kind of buffing it out. And this is his leg, but it's completely in shadow, so it's going to be really dark. And I want my cast shadow to go right against his foot, like touching his foot, and then just bring it on out. Now it's touching his right foot, but his left foot is up off the ground, so it's not going to touch it. It's going to almost touch it. Okay, so right here it's almost touching the toe, but it's not touching it. And I'll come back later and do more to the shadow, but I need it to dry first, so I'm going to go on to something else. So now I'm going to cover the robe. So I'm just mixing up a base color for it, and then I'll come back and put shadows and highlights on it. Again, this is just very messy. Now this area right here where his leg is lifting the robe up is going to be lighter because it's catching more of the light. So just keep that in mind. Keep in mind where your light is coming from and what should be highlighted and what shouldn't. And there's no exact science to this. I just want to throw in some colors. Now this is watered down black because all of that is dry now. So I'm coming back with watered down black to kind of darken it a little without completely covering it up. Now I got out of line right here, so I'm going to take a damp brush and erase it. Now this is just watered down raw sienna, and what I'm using it for is just to soften my edges. So now I'm going back to my feet. I'm wanting it to look like maybe his feet are kind of raw from just walking all the time, and traveling. I'm going to say that this is after his crucifixion and resurrection, but while he was still on earth. I want to put a second coat on my brightest areas because white tends to dull down when it dries. All right, now I'm going to paint the inside of the robe, and this is just blue and black. Now I'm putting in some really bold highlights on little places on the left-hand side of everything because that's where my light is hitting. Now I wanted some purple in some of the shadow. I mean, it has some purple in it, but I mixed up, I guess, what I would call electric purple because I just want more color in there. I want it to look a little more artsy. And I want to brush some of that into the shadow too. That just kind of adds a little interest to it. And now with everything dry, I watered down some raw sienna and I'm brushing that into the background and over the whole image. So if you want that bright white, that's fine. But with watered down raw sienna, all it does is kind of warm it up a little bit and get rid of that bold, bright white. And that's it, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day and God bless you.